We just came back from New York at a live podcast. A stranger gave Dave edibles, gummy bears. So me, him and Fosty just started going at it.
What kicked in for me was when I went to get my round. So my legs stopped working.
I don't know this.
We're passing the bag around.
You get a bag as well?
Then on the way home, right, I was like, oh, you must be a bit wrecked. Because you were like, want to see something? Check this out. You feel taking balls out?
He's right.
Sippers get ready. When people get ready. Sippers get ready for tea with me.
Sippers, welcome to this episode of the Tea With Me podcast with me, Shane Todd. Cracking episode this week. Before we get into it, we've a few things to get into. The first of which is my UK and Ireland tours just gone on sale. ShaneToddComedy.com. Dublin, Cork, a couple of shows in Belfast, Liverpool, Bristol, Cardiff, London, Manchester, Aberdeen, and anywhere else that I forgot. Sly. ShaneToddComedy.com, link is in the description. We are really excited because we have launched our own tea. It's Tea With Me, actual tea. A lot of people in my game, you know, they get like this idea of themselves and they launch a beverage. You know, they launch a tequila, a whiskey, a beer. Not me, I'm going to stick to what I know. We've teamed up with Suki, who make beautiful teas in Belfast, and we've made the Hollywood blend. Alan asked me, is it fair trade? Alan, ask me, is it fair trade?
I thought you were going to trade it to me for something.
Alan, ask me, is it fair trade?
Is it fair trade?
Yes, it is. Loose leaf black tea. This is for the builders that build the builders' houses. This tea, all right, this is stronger than your granny. These are fantastic. Like, it's our own brand and everything. So we will be drinking it on this podcast. And to all the other tea companies that didn't shoot your shot, tough luck. That's what happens. Tea bags, yes, but it's loose leaf black tea put into a bag. Thanks for that, Fosty.
SukiTea.com.
SukiTea.com.
Link in the description.
The link in the description. Litted. Link in the description. I need to also mention we just did a whole debrief from our trip to New York on the Tea With Me Patreon for a special brew episode. Patreon.com/Tea With Me podcast for as little as £3 a month. All the good bonus content that we do. And then there will also be the live episode that we filmed in New York.
Yeah, which is wild.
From the stand, which could not be released for obvious reasons publicly. We are sponsored by none other than Manscaped. These guys are the best in the business, the number one in men's below the belt grooming. They do it all. They have every product for every want and grooming desire that you would have. Basically, when we went away to New York, there was 5 of us, and when they said anything to declare in JFK Airport, the only thing we said was a lot of Manscaped products. And on the way back, they said anything to declare in Dublin Airport, and we said no pubes anyway, that's for sure, because we sheared up when we were there in New York, right under the Brooklyn Bridge. They have everything. I mean, these guys, it doesn't stop and end with pubes. You know, they've got products for everything. They've got facial razors. They've got ways of getting rid of your ear hair, your nose hair, your head, if you want to just shave your head. They've got colognes. They've got t-shirts. They've got beard oil. They've got this fucking brush. They've got beard conditioner. Do you just shampoo your beard? Loser. Condition it. Make it all shiny. Make it nice. They've got beard balm, lip balm.
Trunks.
What?
Trunks.
Yeah, say boxers. I don't like when people say trunks because nothing good ever happens in trunks. He's shit as trunks. You know what I mean? That's all people say. So say boxers, and I would know a lot about that as a professional boxer. Pardon?
You can't use your elbow?
Oh no, I have to redo a lot of my training then. But I am confident 26th of June in the Ulster Hall, I'm fighting Sean Hegarty, and Sean is bigger, Sean is stronger, Sean has more experience, but I will be floating like a butterfly because I'm hairless around my groin region. Not hairless, there's a little bit of something in me, and Alan were discussing this beforehand. Not nothing, but a bit of something. And that's all you need sometimes in life, is a little bit of something. And if you want a little bit of something or a little more than something, you go to manscaped.com and you use the code TEAWITHME for 20% off and free shipping. That is our gift to you. The link is in, what, Dan?
The description.
The description. Good man. My guests this week are 2 good friends of mine, 2 great comics, 2 favourites on the Tea With Me podcast. 3, because yes, we did a bit at the start. 3 guests this week. The link is in what, Dan?
The
description. My guests, because what we do is we have a bit of a tale, bit of an adventure from our New York trip that we had to tell in the main episode. So I brought Dave Elliott in, who was painting a studio next door, brought him in to discuss what happened. Then Dave sailed off into the sunset, went into a cryo recovery chamber, as you'll find out why, and he tagged out and in tagged none other than one of the sexiest men in Lisburn, and genuinely I mean that. The man with the golden touch, the man with the Simpsons shoes. None other, the man with the Simpsons shoes. None other than my friend and yours, Alan Irwin. My other guest is fresh off the plane from Australia. He's come off business class after 58 whiskey and cokes. He is your friend of mine, one of the sexiest men in Lurgan, the man with the Midas touch, Micky Bartlett. Please enjoy this episode of the Tea With Me podcast. The link is in. Thank you very much, Manscaped. Part of this episode, I brought fellow survivor Dave Elliott in so we can start it. It started, yeah. So we just need, because Mick, you're sort of like an edible Sherpa. Not like a Sherpa you could eat. I mean, you're a Sherpa of edibles. The edible Sherpa, it would be such a great service.
I've only started taking edibles recently just to calm down after all that fucking...
Oh, what a Sherpa, the man that knows where the snow is.
Fucking right, after all that weight I lost.
So yeah, you need to go back to the start and explain where
Right.
we're picking up from.
So we just came back from New York.
Right.
And we had a great trip, Mick. It was brilliant. I'm going to find out in this episode all about your Australia trip, but we were only there for a long weekend.
Right.
And it was brilliant. And I don't know why I said long weekend in a Geordie accent, but that's one of the side effects of what has happened to us since. So everyone's been having a few pints in the trip. I hadn't really. Last night, we're in a comedy club. We're supposed to do a late show and it got cancelled. So we're
Right.
like, this is brilliant. We'll get to go out. And I wasn't planning to drink, but the guy running it goes, "Hey, you guys are Irish, you gotta have a drink." And I went, "Give me a wee bottle of cider, just one,
Right.
one bottle of cider." And I wish that was the point where the night ended. So we had maybe 3 or 4, you know, because they're being brought to us, table service.
Taste and all.
Oh, beautiful, refreshing. Feel it here.
Uh-huh.
Right. So we're having that. Now, I should point out, early in the day at a live podcast, a stranger gave Dave 2 edibles, 2 gummy bears.
Now, this guy had one of those faces that you're
Yeah.
like, that's a nice jovial face. And he was like,
Yes.
big smile. I was like, I like what you're cooking, brother.
Yeah,
Give
and
me
what
a
he
wee
was
bowl.
cooking was edible cannabis.
Right.
So he gives it to Dave.
Were
Dave,
these homemade ones, by the way, or were these like...
No, they
from
were they were in a shape.
Right.
You know, they looked like a little hippo, a wee blue hippo.
Yeah, wee hippo.
And he goes to me, he goes, "Listen, have you done edibles before?" And I went, "No." And he goes, "Well, what I would say is don't eat too much of this, just a wee nibble." And he did a thing that was very cute. Like he did a wee like rabbit face. He goes, "Just a wee." And I went, "Okay, just a wee."
that was into your neck. It was like,
And then he was like, he looked at me and he went,
by the way, when I'm at home, that's how I signify I want a cup of tea.
he goes,
So I asked for sex.
"I asked for
Hey,
sex."
same
his
thing.
hand over.
All right, brother.
But and then he was like, "But whatever you do," it's like a fucking old fable. He was like, "Whatever you do, don't eat a whole one."
Yeah.
And I was like,
He didn't he say a 10th?
"Yeah." He goes, "A 10th," and we were like,
How do you measure a 1/10 of a gummy bear? But that's fucking...
"See, the more drunk you get,
Yeah.
the less able to judge sizes you are."
Yeah.
Aye.
That's why whenever
He
I'm
said-
pissed, I have a 12-inch
Oh,
cock.
man,
you
me
know?
too.
He said take a 10th of it. We had 3 ciders, and we're like, give us all of that.
Yeah.
So me, him, and Fosty just started going at it, and
And then we
then
had
took
the
the edibles.
sweets. Hey-oh.
thank you.
It's good to be home.
Thank you. So Dave has to be back on stage at this point, but we're not really feeling it too much. Just a bit of giggly.
No, but you said something at the end of your set that was so just non-consequential of anything, and I don't
no idea
know
what
what
you're gonna
happened,
say.
and I just laughed.
What did I
And I was
say?
like, it was something like
The N-word.
so
Thanks for coming out,
stupid.
folks.
No, but it was something like, "Are you ready for a good night?" And I was like, "Ah, fucking right, am." Like, it was
That'd
like,
be mental to say at the end of my set.
Pull it
then-
down out.
But then, like, I could see like Fosty laughing at some of your stuff that he's probably seen 100 times.
Yes.
And he's like, it probably passed that, but he was
You saw him laughing at my
Yeah.
set and went, they must have kicked
Oh,
him.
yeah. He's had more than a 10.
Something's happened.
So we get an Uber back into New York and we go, we're
Oh, but
going out
it
to a
started
bar.
during the set. Like, it started during
Just
the
a bit of giggles. I wasn't feeling
Oh.
much, just a wee bit of a giggle.
I was having it at the time, man. Like, I genuinely felt like that was the greatest set in history.
Right.
And like I could hear laughing from everywhere, but it's just you.
By the
took
way,
back
it was
by
150
yourselves.
cap. There was 20 people in it.
But do you ever have moments in your head where you can actually, you can have it like a back and forward in your mind? Like I was looking at this wee guy in
I live
front
on my
row.
own.
I can have a back and forward in my mind now.
But no, I was looking at this guy being like,
You can talk to yourself in your head.
You ever thought something?
but you know why? No. But you know why normally on stage
You could do a wee Chinese accent in your head.
This is exactly what I'm saying. I looked at a wee guy in the front row and went, I'm going to give him his accent here. And like, I would normally go, never touch it. But in that moment, I was like, they were going to love this if I just do a full Chinese accent. And I went, actually.
I was making that up.
And that's what I mean, connected. But then that's what I said. So in my mind, fun Davey, edibles Davey was going, give it them. They're going to love it. This guy hated it, but they'll love it. And then the real me was still in winning, going, please no. And I didn't. I just.
didn't.
What would it have sounded like if you did do it though?
It's still
Just
in
for
there.
me.
So we then get a taxi back into New York, go to a bar near the hotel, really having pints now at this point.
No. You're embellishing the story. We got there and you were like, should we get more edibles?
I didn't say that.
Eh?
No. Frosty.
This guy?
It was
Oh,
Frosty.
no.
It was Frosty.
But why did I have you making that voice in my head?
But we did
Hello.
all we
More
did
edibles.
we did all the things.
Shane Todd.
More edibles, sire.
Come on, boys. I'm from Hollywood, you know.
So we did more. We were like, let's go. Frosty said, let's go get edibles, and we're doing all the shit that I would know not to do.
Yeah, but
Don't
you...
eating bread, no?
don't drink,
Aye.
right? And then go do it. And then we go to your shop, and I walked in and said to the guy, I said this sentence: just give us like your weakest sativa edible. Yeah, Davey, yes, because you both went, get the strongest, and I went, yeah, give us the strong. We asked for 3 guys who don't do it, went in already on edibles and drunk, and
Aye.
went, give us the strongest thing you have.
Yeah.
And
All
he-
wearing shorts and t-shirt too, which is a weird
And by
thing
the
as
way,
well.
we were in between 2 flavours for so long. One was like cherry, the other was mango, and we're like, I'm asking if there's gluten in it and all, right? And the guy gave 1,000
That's probably what
milligram.
happened to you.
What?
That's probably what it was.
Should be 1,000 milligram edibles. There we go.
Now,
Even I know. Don't fucking do that.
now, hold on, is that big?
That's quite a bit.
Because
Like,
there was a 5,000 and I was swaying towards that. You went, we'll meet in the middle. And then we went for the
Aye.
1,000.
But by the way, 1,000 milligrams means nothing to us. He said that to us, and we were like, sounds good. You know, like when you
what's
go,
that in pounds and ounces, lad?
when you go into a mechanics and he tells you about your carburetor, you're like, all right. He's like, it'll be 15 grand. You're like, sounds reasonable.
Aye.
So we go back over to the bar, back on pints, get the edibles open. Here we go. Peer pressure Dan into get involved. It's a great time. Willie T, who would only be the
Drug guy.
the drug guy for
Aye.
this, is hosting in the stand at midnight, so he's no part of this. So we're like breaking bits off, eating them. Let's go. I felt nothing from the edibles and called it a night. After a couple more pints, I was like, lads, I'm done. And this has been a fun night. 2 of them went to get food. Did you and Dave?
Yeah, so I stayed with Dave because
And
Dave
me and
was starting
Frosty
to
went
struggle.
back to the hotel.
No.
And I was like, by the way, I bid you good evening, good sir. And I felt in good spirits. I was looking forward to the next day. We're going to the baseball. Happy days. I get into my room, covers up, go to sleep. I woke up at about 9:30 in the morning. I was like, woke up, and then go for a piss. My legs wouldn't work. Like my legs just wouldn't work. And I walked like a tin soldier to the toilet. I went, oh shit, I'm gonna faint. And then I was worried my head was gonna hit the toilet bowl. So I had to like slut drop down to the floor. What am I missing?
You're missing an entire chunk
Okay.
of the evening. Now, what kicked in for me was when I went to get my round and I had to try to navigate my way back to the table with 3 pints and my legs stopped working.
I don't know this.
And I was like going, the knees don't bend.
Right.
And I was trying to get past and I was like, everyone was, I thought I was about to have a stroke.
Right.
And then we sort of got back and
That's
we
right.
were passing the bag around and then we're like,
You get a bag as well?
but when we were going,
How quickly does this escalate?
but whenever we were putting it
Get my
around,
drug.
it was like we were flirting amongst each other, but in a non-sexual way. So we were having out the sweets, and they were like, "Oh, don't take more than half." And I, "Oh, will I not?" And there's
He just put a hole in his mouth.
But
put a hole in his
we're
mouth.
having a good time. We're getting loose. Then on the way home, right, that's when I started thinking, "Oh no, I'm about to faint." my head's like completely spinning around, and I was worried about getting home. And like I'm a sort of guy that wouldn't really be at risk to a lot of people, but I'm like, I'm going to get stolen by the street people in New York.
Yeah.
I was panicking about that, and I was like, I have no ability, just stolen, just under the sewers like the turtles, yeah. And then I was freaking out, and then I was like, oh, you must be a bit wrecked, because you were like, want to see something, check this out. And we looked around, you feel taking balls out.
He's right.
And I think you walked the whole way home from the bar to the hotel.
Just the moonlight dancing off his wee
balls.
helmet.
There was I'll tell you
He
something.
had bulbous balls. That's what shocked me the most.
I'll tell you
Like the
something.
dick was
Listen.
bouncing on this big cushioned ball set.
My dick's doing Gangnam Style. What actually happened was I walked for so I was like, I'm gonna make them laugh by doing this, and we walked for so long until I was like, there's constantly people about because we're in Manhattan, and then there was a wee bit where we weren't, and I did it so fast, and then I was like, oh shit, I remember saying out loud to myself, I'll get arrested for this, so I had to put it away. I remember that moment. I remember that moment.
And then
you're
that's
right.
where my memory stops. I saw your dick, and then I started to float off like the ghost out of A Christmas Carol, just off in the distance. And then the next thing you know, you're being sick in the lobby, and that's it.
You're sick in the lobby?
So I woke up, and our flight wasn't until 9:30 at night. I remember waking up 9:30 in the morning and going, I can't make this flight. I can't see myself in 12 hours on a flight. I couldn't pack my bag. I was like, there's no way. I can't do anything other than just lie here. So I think they didn't kick in for me until the middle of the night, and then
There's
massively
a wee
did.
delayed fuse. Like I've had a couple nights where I've woke up like I've gone to bed like, oh, that's just enough. I'm just sleepy, and then I've woke up like fucking
I
jamming.
my battery was dead on my phone, so when I walked I had no idea what time it was. I was like, I could have slept for 2 days. Walked down to the cafe, bought a coffee, and knew I wasn't going to drink. I just wanted to check the time down there.
Why'd you not look at the
Charge
clock?
your phone.
Oh yeah.
You're wearing a watch.
Do you know what? I was wearing a watch at the time. I don't think I could face looking at it. I don't know.
What part of your brain goes, I need to find out the time, I'll buy a coffee? There's no part of that that you find out.
It's the stone part.
So I went up, managed to pack my bag, met them down in the lobby, sitting with my stuff, and like I thought, how embarrassing. I've got fucked up here, and they're going to be sweet and laughing at me all day. See, when we all sat down in the lobby, it looked like we were just about to like get sent home from Vietnam. You know, like we're in on or like the boys at Dunkirk waiting on the
Human
last ship.
ears and a necklace.
It looked like we're on the last ship out of Dunkirk. We all just looked around. They said I looked like Alexander Litvinenko, the spell of poison.
Your phone wasn't working, so how did you get in touch with us?
Email.
How did you email us?
I had to get my laptop out and send an email.
Which freaked me out, right?
And do you know what the subject line was? Lobby.
No.
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Lads, I'm in the lobby. Could someone meet me here with a power bank? I'm in pretty bad shape.
But then
Then I started
my
being.
iPhone.
you bitch,
Then I started
right?
being.
But you fucked me over because in my state I didn't know what world I was in. Now, last time I had smoked any weed, my football shirt stuck to me and I wanted to jump out a window. So I'm not a good guy with drugs, so I shouldn't have done this. When I woke up, now what I've learned was I woke up at 8 o'clock to FaceTime my kids. Well, they FaceTime me, and Catherine was like, I don't know what was happening to you. I thought you were about to die because you looked really drunk. You're just going, get away from me. And apparently
Paul Gascoigne stole Daddy's phone.
But apparently what
Yeah,
happened,
right, Haley.
apparently, and I have no recollection of this, I went, I'm not ready for this, I'm going to sleep, bye now. And she said the phone just dropped and you went to sleep. And then I must have had the wherewithal to plug my phone in because I woke up then at 7 minutes past 11 with Willie banging down the door. And he goes, you would check out at 11. I looked at my watch. I was like, it's 7 minutes past. I fucked it all. So I was walking up and I said, I can't walk. None of my bags are packed here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I can't walk. I looked at my phone and I have an email from him. I'm like, no, it's not real. No, it's just, I'm imagining this. And then I thought, I'm going to have to phone 911 and get a wheelchair. There's no way I can make it down the stairs. Like only, and then I'm thinking,
to do that.
but that was the sort
Hello,
of
fire
state.
department, police, or ambulance. Can I just get a wheelchair?
But then as I was going down, I was like, I have embarrassed my entire
No,
family.
he knows the old UK boy band, and they do that out there now.
And then that's your second 911 choke you've made.
That is
last
body
week.
shaking.
But then as I
was your son.
got downstairs, I thought, Dan especially, he's going to be so cross with me. I've let everybody down, the
Yeah.
team down, my family down.
Yeah.
They're all going to be like, you fucking dick. we're late, we're going to miss this game. And thankfully for me, I got down and saw Litvinenko in the corner. And then Dan looked like he was either about to die or trying to suck himself off. He was so hunched down. Fosty wasn't there at that point, and I don't know where Willie was.
I started then being sick. I couldn't make it to the toilets.
No, so
Started
Willie
being sick
arrives.
like a cat.
Willie arrives, and both of us are looking at him going, mate, are you sure you don't need to go to the toilet? No. Just try. No. And then a second later, like, it took me about 30 seconds to work out what he was doing. Because he was like leant over like this, going, like, see if, like,
Do the noise again?
like a wee cat. And then I was like, is he doing a furball or something? I don't know what. Because see if I'm sick, I go, and he was just going, and then I was looking at
Nothing
Willie.
was coming out.
But me and Willie, this is our facial expressions back at each other. We're like, he being sick? And Willie go, "Aye." We go, and then we're like, or is he being sick? Like, what's he doing? And we both sort of went, and Willie's like, do we need to get a doctor for him? And I was thinking, we need to maybe get a doctor.
And I went, no.
Yeah. And then you sat up and you went,
I was
That's
full,
better.
full weekend at Bernie's, and then we had to go straight to a baseball game where we were getting like the white glove treatment. As soon as
Yeah, up your You've already taken the drugs.
as soon as we got out, he was trying not to be sick. He was like, "Don't speak to me. Don't anyone speak to me." Dave was in the back, and he was.
I'd be sick if I saw you boys getting fisted too. Like,
And then we got out. And I did a proposal book straight down on one knee out of the Uber, but sick everywhere. And then we went to the baseball game, and it was fucking tough.
oh, it was a hard.
And I don't feel 100% yet, and that's a week. For
aye.
a week,
The American edibles are different. Fucking.
I've had
different
dry
level.
mouth for a week.
I got
To be
a.
fair, this is my first drink.
I got a weed vape
Yeah.
from America. This is before I went to Australia. I was in the house one night. I was like, right, I'll take one wee hit and then I'll go to sleep. So I just took a wee hit of it. And I'm watching TV and I was like I'm not stoned and I don't have the munchies, but I know there's ice cream in the freezer, so I'll just go and have a wee spoonful. And then I'll go to bed. And I opened the freezer door. I took one spoonful of ice cream, and then I don't know what happened. And the next sound I heard was the spoon hitting the bottom of the fucking carton, and I was still at the freezer door, just like ate a full tub of ice cream.
We frosty nose and all.
The fridge is
iceberg.
going like beep beep beep.
I didn't like we were texting like you would after you come home from war. Hope
Aye.
you guys are okay. Stay strong, everybody.
But I was changed. I didn't want to. I was like, I don't want. I'm not part of this family anymore.
What do you mean?
I'm
Your
a drug-
actual family?
Yeah, I was like, I'm a drug abuser. I don't want it.
I don't
Anyway,
deserve them.
the shame I felt
Yeah, I
afterwards.
felt
Oh my god! Like I was like the anxiety. I'm like, what special branch?
That's
Anxiety.
because you've mixed it with the booze, though.
See the anxiety. Is that you think that's where the
Yeah, you
downfall
should
is?
like never.
Why
like,
don't we do it without booze next time?
Yes,
I'm
I'll
never
come
doing it
through.
again. I'm never doing it
No.
again.
No, we'll
no.
do it. I'll get.
No.
I'll know where to get some.
I felt anxious.
Let me
for-
get on Snapchat. 2 seconds there.
I felt anxious for a week.
No, I'm
I
never
didn't know that was possible.
touching it again.
I'll never touch it again.
But do you know the
Never.
feeling I got? Like, as if you've a light, like just high blood pressure, as if you stand up too quick.
There's something that
I still feel booky.
To be fair, there's only been I think twice in my life I've taken an edible and been in public, and
Did you get your
both
dick
times.
involved?
Nah, we went to the zoo, so I couldn't. Do you know what I mean? But usually, like if you're in the house with nothing else to do, you'll have a really nice time.
But
But-
can you not just do other stuff in the house? It's fun. Why need you to be stoned in your own house? It's mental.
I live on my own. There's nobody to talk to.
Mate,
I want to be able to talk that wee voice in my head.
oh, you know, you don't want that. You'll be just phoning the Chinese and abusing them and all. You don't want to be at that. That's dangerous.
So alcohol was the downfall.
Because
I think without that, we still would have been.
But
Very
to me,
high.
it reminded me of like, I don't know, same feeling you get if you really huff a marker. You know, like, whoa, shit, but constantly. It was that. It's like sometimes I draw too much. I got a really light head, you know, and I felt like I just have a constant light head. It was
Sometimes
horrific.
I draw too much.
Is that from Van Gogh's fucking autobiography? Sometimes I
That's
draw
probably why that bollocks cut his ear off. He's fucking just drawn too much in the fumes. It's high as fuck. But it was oh man,
the worst.
And
It was worse than my first ever hangover.
like I
the worst
actually
ever.
see when you drove us home.
Yeah.
I reversed us the whole way home.
By the way, not from the bar that night.
Rode off.
The next day.
the next day, whole way home, and then the joy I got a welcome home party.
Sorry, I would just like to say I would love how you're saying that you were responsible enough not to drive home when you were high, but you did walk through New York with your dick and balls out of your mouth.
2 blocks. 2 blocks, max.
Enough about that, but
But yeah, I got home and my wife and kids were in the driveway waiting. They'd done a banner. Well, I've been away for 3 days. Welcome home, Daddy. They baked me a cake and all. And I was like, I've had enough cake.
It's better be a
Actually,
space cake.
Yeah, I was not in a good way at all.
It's been the worst.
And then like Catherine, like, oh, did you enjoy your trip? I was like, no, I didn't.
I'm still on my trip.
My trip.
I'm still fucked.
See, when you don't have control, that's what worries me. And like I have no control over my mind or anything. Lord knows what I could have done.
I mixed like a couple of pints with a bit of weed the other night, and was trying to walk to my bedroom, and I was saying to my girlfriend, I can't feel my legs and I can't see them, but I know I have legs because I can see the shadows.
Yeah.
And it was awful. Like, she's got a video of me throwing up wearing her like Barbie pajamas because nothing else to wear. Poke my ring up. At one point, I had my head in the back of the sofa and said the words, "Do you know there's a train station in here?" And at one point, I could see her through a window in the back of my own head.
Right.
Oh,
But I couldn't look at her.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "You all right?" And I went, "Tell me one thing. Am I a lion?"
but why? What's nice? What is nice? I've never had a good time with weed. It's always freaked me out.
But if you've been drinking and then smoked weed or
Yeah.
that's the
I
problem.
saw when we went away to Amsterdam with a load of comedians. I saw a small version of what happened to us happen, and that was in my mind. Yet I still did the exact same thing.
Aye. Me and Geddes and McCann went a couple of years ago, and the fact that me and McCann were drinking, I think, is the thing that saved us from whiting. Weirdly, because we were mixing drink, we were fucking having cocktails and stuff like that. And Geddes just smoked it back like with no drink, and he was out of his mind. But so it balanced that way. But 90%.
Is that not the opposite of what
Yeah.
you told us to?
I know, but it's the one.
You're the
time
worst
thing.
drug Sherpa ever. Ever.
I know.
You can, if you drink, you'll be wiped out. But if you don't drink, you'll be even more wiped out.
Taking the boys out.
It's all about centering yourself.
Taking the boys up Mount Everest. I had 2 goes at that.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Kilimanjaro. It's another mountain, isn't it? Kilimanjaro? Kilimanjaro.
Oh no.
Kilimanjaro, that works.
Yeah.
Cut that bit out.
Yeah. Any more mountains, boys?
Nah.
No.
Steve Dodd's trying to do something with Sleep Donner.
Aye.
Anyway, but Davey, we're alive, and I think this has brought us closer together.
I don't
We've
know.
Been through it.
I don't know. I feel like it had, and then now I'm like,
You can't look anyone in the eye.
no, I can't look at my own. I can fucking look myself in the eye. But yeah, I just feel like, and the anxiety,
Yeah.
as well. I
Yep,
don't know,
yep.
like, but the good news
I'm
is,
not singing in the car. I haven't sang in the car since. That's mental. Normally I'll stick a bit of Celine Dion on.
yeah, I can't even laugh at myself. Normally, like if I'm totally out of it, the inner me looks at myself in the mirror and goes, "Fucking stay to you." Can't
do it.
I'd put a wash on yesterday and stood up too quickly, fell back, hit the wall. I was like, this is me forever now. I have no balance.
Yeah.
I'm just the unbalanced guy.
Yeah.
And
I'm
then
The
proud.
shit, the shittest Marvel superhero ever.
you can never shoot him though.
Yeah. Davey, will you listen? Go and get some rest, brother. Okay?
Yeah, I know. But can I address why I look like this?
No.
I am painting. People are probably going to go, "Why the fuck's he?"
Oh no,
I
he's
thought
back
you
on
were
the gear.
blood.
Yeah, I'm just back from New York.
Just need another fix.
How's your trip? Great, lads. You know, it's just fucking lost my mind.
Davey, thanks for coming on. I'm going to tag you out with.
Yeah.
Our-
Can I
our-
just
our-
announce this guy is one of the best, one of my favorite guys.
Give him
in
a
the
give him a
world.
bit. Give him
I
a
am
pencil.
so glad I survived my trip to see his face again. He is a fantastic man, both inside and out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alan Irwin.
Yeah. Thank you, Davey.
That's like getting hugged by your dad. Oh, lovely.
It was the inside and out bit that got me.
I don't get the bit, that he's like, I'll just explain why I look like this. He always fucking wears tracksuit tops.
Yeah,
What's
yeah,
the, it's
yeah.
just,
There's just a slight bit of paint on it.
yeah, that's it. He's just,
Al, can I say something?
yeah.
You've lost loads of weight and you look great.
Thanks. I have been going to the gym.
Are you on Ozempic?
What?
Are you on Ozempic?
No. I'm just.
She's mad about drugs now.
What?
I get you anything you need.
need, baby?
Actually, I mean, I can tell you what's actually happening, which is kind of grim. I'm not dying, don't worry.
Oh.
But I've had no appetite for months, so I actually have to get him tested for an arrhythmia, which would be very me, wouldn't it? To be like, oh, Alan's 34,
Arrhythmia
he's got
of
an
the night.
irregular heartbeat,
Aye.
So it can make you have no appetite. So
do
I
you
have
get
to like
one of
make
them?
myself eat, and also I've been going to the gym 3 times a week, so that'll do it.
You're looking great, man.
Thanks. I feel fucking awful.
Mickey,
Yes, mate.
fresh off the boat, mate.
Fucking, I'm so tired.
The only
Brilliant to
difference
have
between you and me is I don't fucking bum and blow about it. I just quietly get on with it. You know what I mean?
Man, I'm not bumming and blowing about it at all.
Mick, you're just back from Australia. God, we missed you.
Jeez, I miss you boys.
God, we missed you.
Too
Hasn't been
long.
the same.
It's too long.
Of all the Australia trips you've had, where do you rank this one?
The longest. I'm just the longest. I'm done. Never going back. Fuck it.
Yes, you will.
Don't know. Melbourne can go fuck itself.
Why?
Don't like that city.
Why?
Just don't like it. Too many people.
Somebody mean to you or something?
No. Yes. Something.
Was there a bad boy over
There
there?
was a bad boy over there.
What did he say to you?
He said, "Do you want noodles? Because that's all there is to eat." And no,
I like noodles. What's wrong with that?
has to be 3 times a day. You start to get a bit sick of it. Like.
Yeah.
Fair play.
No, it was just too long. The rest of it was class. Sydney's class, Perth's class, Adelaide, lovely time.
Never
Very
been.
wee British wee town. It's nice.
Is that what? That's class to you?
There's loads of beer.
What the fuck happened to you over there? Michael Collins is spinning in his grave.
I got radicalised.
Yeah.
Swing low. Yeah, it's great to have you back, and I don't know, I like your shoes. Noticed them when you walked
Oh yeah,
in.
they're
the same thing.
Simpsons.
I also noticed that whenever Dave, this is sly for me to say, but whenever Dave got up, there was a big bum sweat stain.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I thought he pissed himself.
You were just really excited to see Mick.
Yeah.
But Mick, what did you do as soon as you got home?
A gig?
In Lurgan?
Yep.
For the Empire?
Yep.
Was it good?
Nope.
Did you think you were like, this is a great idea?
No.
Right.
I'm dead greedy. So it was all bloated off the plane.
What do you mean?
Because when you're on a long haul flight, you get bloated.
Right.
No. What?
So you drink loads of free whiskey, right?
lot of free
and then
drinks.
there's loads of free drinks, and then you end up with a wee bloody belly.
Oh right. Okay. Like a
You're coming
hamster?
out like Elvis,
I was
Elvis at the end.
Man, I swear I looked like I was fucking had a beach ball in my t-shirt. And then I walked into my local Chinese and I said, "Daddy's home." And I got a salted chili chicken, curry chip, curry fried rice, and a portion of chicken balls. I had all them. And then,
God, you must have looked like fucking Glenn Ross.
man, it was shocking. Like,
By the way, don't think I don't notice. You love a Glenn Ross reference.
Do you?
Yes, you do. You did it at stand up when we did the American bar the other week.
Right.
You were talking about Glenn. Do you know what Glenn Ross is?
who's the daddy?
Yes.
Yeah. For a second, I was thinking about that Scottish fucking TV show. That's Glen Rowe, innit?
Glenn Rowe. Yeah. No, he's
But then what's Glenn Ross?
that's a film with Alec Baldwin and
Yeah.
Al Pacino.
Why is it called that?
It's the name of the advertising firm that they work for. It has more uses of the word fuck than like nearly any other film.
Yeah.
Oh, why Glenn twice though?
Well, because there's a guy called Glengarry and a guy called Glenn.
There was a woman called Glenland as well, but Alec Baldwin
Fingered her?
shot him.
Is that not how you do it?
That's not how I do it.
I've been doing it wrong. Am I going to say this? I remember as a teenager assuming that the thing you had to say
Oh no. Can we clarify? Is this for fingering someone or shooting
for fingering someone
Right.
was that you had
you
to
stop smelling
get in
your
there. You
fingers.
had to get in
Stop
there. And the secret was you had to get your fingers as far apart as you possibly could. So if you could like, then that's what they love.
I remember somebody saying, somebody tell me one time, you go real hard until she pisses herself.
Well, you know, some people are into that.
I did hear somebody once referring to fingering as nervously shooting a midget.
Well, see, this is I didn't know about the clitoris, so I was all about this, you know.
What's that?
Just push your fingers as far apart as possible. I did that till I was about 28.
The clitoris is a myth, mate.
Who used to do the bit about reversing a lorry
Get
up
us.
an alleyway? That was a great bit. Great act out.
Great act out.
So you go,
He's
you get your,
classically trained.
you get your. Do you do a gig the day you get home?
Yeah. I did a gig on Wednesday night when I got home, and then yesterday I got up and did two podcasts, then I did a gig in Strabane, and then I did a gig in Maherfeld.
At this rate, we're going to be fucking sick looking at you.
I'm so tired.
And is
So
it?
tired.
You look good.
Are you jet lagged?
Yeah. And I've had a wee sicky tummy, and so like I haven't been home for 6 months, right? And this morning I went to the gym, and then I came back and had a wee protein drink after the gym, and then I had quite violent diarrhea,
Yep.
and I didn't realise that I hadn't any toilet roll left.
Oh, God.
So I'll tell you, this is an overshare, right?
Yeah. It already is.
But I found some wipes, some facial wipes, and I was like, tea tree oil, that'll be all right.
No.
I need
Never
to
on
go
the
further.
bottom.
It was tea tree oil and peppermint, right?
Oh, no.
Gentlemen, let me tell you.
That's a man that's been stung before.
Let me tell you this right now.
Jesus.
The first wipe, I didn't
It's the
enjoy.
deepest.
Didn't enjoy, right? The second one I didn't hate, right? The third one, it was getting good to me, right? By the sixth wipe, I was thinking, fucking teach that thing to cook and put a ring on it, because I'm in love.
Jesus
It's changed my
Christ.
world. I've never felt so clean in my life.
It's.
I feel like my arse.
Well, I've never
Although-
felt so dirty after hearing that. Like,
Yeah,
that
well,
is fucking grim.
That'll be doing some damage. You can't have tea tree oil up your bum. Like.
You can't.
I've always said that.
You're like, you know,
Right now.
I love
Yeah,
Glenn.
That's why I got croaked.
I love Glenn
Tea
Ross.
tree
He
oil
loves
up
talking
your
about
bum with
tea tree oil
me.
up your bum.
Strippers welcome. Do not your bum. I'm
Not
so
the
tired.
Alpha Man. Shippers
I
welcome.
was trying to do Ace Ventura, but I couldn't get up.
Clippers, welcome. So kind.
Oh God, alrighty then.
Shout out the Elephant Man.
Yeah, it's like the mint Head and Shoulders where you like put it in your hair. Well, I mean,
No, do you mean
The menthol one, yeah.
yeah, where like it burns your eyes. It's not
Yeah.
even in your eyes.
what do you call the shower gel? Everyone the
Herbal essences.
no,
No, I know the one you're talking. Fuck, why can't I remember that?
the
Timotei?
No,
Timotei.
Why are you so angry? It is a shower
Sounds
gel.
like a deaf guy talking about an Irish fella. Original source.
original source.
Yeah.
By the way, Timotei used to play for Glentoran.
Hey,
It was Tim O'Shea, but he was deaf. That's how he said it.
Original source.
get him a flight back.
People say you put original source on your dick and balls, and you're like no, you feel it, it's tingly, but it's not sore.
Well, I had something. I was in New York in like 2009, and I bought those.
Where were you? 2001.
In school, mate. Like all of us.
No, I was changing my identity. So we went and I was with a girlfriend, and I saw in the chemist those like numbing condoms. You're the ones that like have the
Nummies.
nummy. They're really delicious.
Nummy condom.
Yeah, you put them over your mouth and you're going down there.
Yeah, they've got caramel in the center. So
What they do at the end? Salt the
you
curd.
keep
Sorry.
putting tea tree oil up there, you're gonna have a very loose asshole. Is all I'm saying, right? So I mean, you already do, but for a different
It
reason.
is like a wooden sleeve.
Oh Jesus! Like no, not doing it. Right. So I thought I'll try that. See what it's like. And I put it on. It was fine. And then I tried.
Oh, sorry, numbing condoms.
Numbing condoms. They're coated on the inside like a
Yeah.
gel that numbs your dick, so you don't come as quick, basically. So then I tried it on, and then the next day I was like, I have a very itchy willy. And then I put on another one, and I've never felt pain like it because obviously I'd taken an allergic reaction
shit.
and then dumped a shitload more of it onto it. It was awful. So I just went back to being premature ejaculate.
Yeah, it's
But
better
surely if
than
it's
it.
numb, then you're not going to get any sensation at all, and then you're.
But that's the idea. Do you know, it actually
not
is
for
like
you.
when you've been on the toilet for like an hour and your legs
Nope.
are numb. That in your dick, it just won't go away. You just have numb pins and needles dick.
What are you doing for an hour on the toilet?
Wanking?
Having a shit.
No, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah,
Shit
but-
for an hour?
I could shit for a week if I wanted to.
I mean, if you added all mine up over the course of the day, I could probably take an hour.
Oh, no,
But I
no.
tend
I'm
to
not
go
there
and
for
then-
more than 3 minutes.
That's because you're a healthy boy, though. You look after your gut health.
I like having one or two very long poos, and also the amount of time is quite long as well. No, Bristol stool chart would be a 2, you know what I mean? But
You seem like a guy would have that in the back pocket and just every poo, just check it off.
for my 40th birthday, I'm hoping they're going to get me a cake with the Bristol stool chart on it.
Mate, you're
so-
32 and you're having a arrhythmia. You're not hitting 40.
I'm 34 actually.
Oh, right, are you?
Yeah.
You look great.
Oh, I'm a very sexy 51-year-old. You know what I mean? That's
Mick, did you go anywhere off the beaten trail in Australia, or were you just in the cities?
No, I was too busy. Just flat out, like. Didn't
work-
get
the
through
work
any
into the bones
excursions.
out
They absolutely do. Like there was a couple of times that could have went to like wineries and stuff, and I didn't even bother because I thought I'm going to end up pissed.
You didn't go to
And then try and
Rottnest
do it again.
Island or anything?
Nah, didn't do that. Went axe throwing.
Yeah, that's
you can
something.
you can do that in Yorkgate. Like it's
I
not
know.
really.
So it's like ex-partners.
Yeah. I did.
That's an extra sexual crisis.
Ex-throwing. That was
That was. No, I liked it.
Just
was good.
trying it.
Yeah, it was good.
I'll never use it.
Yeah, I wouldn't open with it. No.
I would, but I'm worse than you two.
I'll close it.
You haven't seen me.
But no, I did. I was just gigging the whole time.
What was your best gig? Comedy Store?
It's a comedy store. The last gig of the run,
It's best.
and it was rowdy as well. Like,
It's the best club in the world.
yeah, it is the best room to do stand up.
When you say rowdy, people from home or just anyone?
People from home and Australians, and it was just a proper fucking, because like they drank every single beer in the venue
Right.
in an hour, which made me
Jesus.
extremely proud.
Yeah.
But it was just a mental fucking. I was getting heckled flat out. One guy heckled, and then when I went, "What'd you say?" He whispered the heckle. I've never had that happen before.
Yeah.
Just seeing a man lose his backbone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Fuck
Real
you,
time.
what? Fuck you."
Al, you never been to Australia?
Nope. No, never.
Would you like to go?
Well, I got sunburnt in Dublin yesterday in an overcast day, so that is my only concern. But yes, in theory, yes.
What business did you have done in Dublin, if you don't mind?
I was gigging in Hysteria. Is that what it's called? It's in Chennai. I don't know.
That's changed a lot since we've been there, Mick.
Oh Jesus!
That was the first time I've been in Dublin and gigging in years.
We used to go down. In my head, it was once a week. It probably wasn't that frequent.
I think it was about 4 times in total.
Yeah. over like a 13-year period.
Yeah.
But in my head, every week we fired up the Corsa and went
Aye.
down. But they were the best. We used to just all just hop in.
Because there wasn't enough gigs up here, so you would go to Dublin
Yeah.
quite a bit because it was just stage
Yeah,
time.
but then you would drive down and do the gig and go, I'm never fucking doing that again.
Yeah.
Like,
And there was no progression. Like, you
Yeah.
could have went 200 times. You were doing the same spot every time. You
Yeah.
know?
There's
You get the
still like
10.
a thing of. I even think it'd be hard to. It's hard, not hard to get gigs there still, but like. We love it's still like exotic to us to have a Dublin comedian up and headlining or something.
Aye.
Whereas there's so many comedians there and so little gigs, I think, that they just obviously just get the local comics on. So I don't feel like you're getting your door broke down by Dublin clubs to
No,
be
well,
like, come down
funny
here.
enough, we were actually talking about you. Yeah, we're calling you a cunt. No, we were talking about like likes of you and like Gata stuff. You're doing Dublin. You're not doing the Dublin clubs. You're going
Yeah,
down and
yeah.
doing a big room.
Yeah.
Once, you know, it's like it's just the circuit's sort of disconnected from up here in a lot of ways.
aye. There's a lot of like the Dublin ones. They don't really pay that well because there's so many local comics. They don't have to pay them
Yes.
like
Everybody
fucking
lives
petrol
in
money and
Dublin,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
So like you end up driving down for €70. You go, what's the point?
And like people double up and stuff, so you're
Yeah.
getting people doing 3 gigs. They don't mind if the fee's a bit lower because they're gonna get another one in
Aye.
an hour. You know.
Have you done his American bar gig?
No,
That was
Tom
the first one. You're doing the next actually.
Yeah, when's
well,
that?
It's
when
great.
23rd, I want to say.
Brilliant.
So it was great. Well, it sold out, which was great because I think the American's such a nice bar, but it's just a wee bit out of town. It's not-
Who's going to that?
I don't know, but the tickets.
It's in
went
the
like that.
docks.
That's
like-
Kill Your Darlings, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're just doing
This, which is my favourite gig.
Well,
is it still in
so-
the afternoon or is it night?
this one's at night, but we're still doing the afternoon, the Black Box
Class.
as well. So
What? So for anyone who doesn't know, this gig is like you got to do new bits.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
you're working on, like they've got to be new bits.
yeah.
How much did you find at that one people were actually doing new bits?
Well,
Because sometimes Al looks like a school teacher if you're doing old bits.
that's I'm like, it doesn't have to be the first time you've ever said it, but you can't be like.
It can't be in your
There's
set.
nothing more.
It can't be in an hour-long show.
Well, the reason that we don't like that is because you make everybody else look like a dick. If you get
Yeah.
up and do your best 10 and they've got something that they're reading off a notepad, they'll go, God, that guy's brilliant. That's new material. And it's like, you're like, no, it's not.
It does feel good when you get up and do new material and it works.
Oh,
You're
it's
like-
the best.
I did the first night we got to New York. I did New York Comedy Club and then the Stand, and I had 2 stinkers. And
New York Comedy Club's tough. I did that once. And it was the first time I'd been at a gig where the entire audience had never been to stand up before,
right.
and I thought it was mental because they're in New York.
Yeah.
Like,
You expect them to be going out 5 nights a week to watch
it
stand
was the first time I realised most people aren't like us and don't really give a fuck about stand up.
Yeah.
like
I tried, like, I was doing new stuff at that I'm currently working on. Didn't work. Went to the Stand, 10-minute set. I was like, I'll just do old material. Did old stuff. It didn't work. Willie was with me watching. I got off stage. At the end of my set, I went and I was trying all old stuff. I went, guys, thanks for letting me try some new stuff. I sat down beside Willie and he didn't look at me and went, how's your new stuff going? Piece of shit.
I had a really weird gig in Melbourne one night where I was doing all these compilation shows, and I died like 4 times in a row in one day, right? And I was like, right, I've got my solo show tonight. That's gonna bring it back, right? I'll do all the good stuff. And there's a guy. I walked out from the back of the room. I'm like, there's something wrong. Like he's not the full chilling, right?
What made you think that?
We were wearing a raincoat indoors, and it was camouflage, but a colour of camouflage you could very easily see.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You like make your mind up.
Yep.
The invisible, the visible. Do you know,
Like
anyway.
urban camo in the desert, you know, like
that
just,
kind of thing.
what are you doing? mate?
Yeah. And he would laugh.
That was very Partridge.
But he would laugh like this. Right? But at the wrong time. Right? So I'd be starting a bit and he's going, and the audience are looking at me like, are you gonna fucking say something? And I'm looking at them like, no. I'm not gonna get stuck into this guy who's clearly fucking on his day off or day out, right? So
Jimmy Carr.
well, funny you say that, right? So I went to the pub afterwards and I text the guy Connor Burns who I was living with, not that one, the other one. And I was like, how was your gig tonight, mate? And he was like, man, it was fucking stressful. And I went, by any chance did you have somebody in the front row that laughed like this? And I sent a voice note going, and an Australian comedian from across the bar went, fucking Jimmy was at your show. The guy just takes one day and goes through every floor of the building and sees every fucking show. He gave me a one-man standing ovation for playing him, but fuck me, it was tough.
Were you at Mr. Tumble?
Yeah.
Tumble-esque. I love Mr. Tumble.
I don't really know Mr. Tumble. I know who he is, but I wouldn't watch it. I mean, if you went into a room and I was watching Mr. Tumble,
Do you know what? He'll give you a show, like.
He's your private
He
dancer.
doesn't rein it in. He gives you value.
Which one's
watching it.
Mr. Tumble? Red
Mr.
nose.
The one
Tumble.
that looks
Yeah.
like a nonce. That's all of them. Really. He does look a bit noncy.
He does
like.
look a bit noncy, like.
I mean, he's a kid's performer. Difficult not to, but I don't think.
I don't know.
he is.
Timmy Mallet managed it. I never thought Timmy Mallet had it.
Was he not? He wasn't a nonce, was he?
No, he's not nonsense. And Timmy
He's
Mallet.
the only non-nonce.
Yeah, I feel
Did
like-
he used to present the weather too?
Yeah. Did he?
No, I know who you're thinking of from this morning. We jump across the islands.
See him, whoever that wee wanker is. My granddad, to stop me watching cartoons, my grand just wanted to watch whatever that program was, and would have been like, he's about to fall in. And I watched every time that man was on, because he would do
He
like
did
this.
fall in once or twice, didn't he?
I don't. If he did, I didn't
Yeah.
see that one.
Well,
Fred
Talbot. He was
By
poor
day, but
man's,
by night, Timmy Mallet.
That wasn't the name I expected.
poor man's Timmy Mallet. He would have like a map of the UK.
On a
and
river.
as he presented,
Yeah,
and as he
Well, that's
presented
like
the
we did
weather.
that on this morning a couple of years ago. Remember Alison Hammond did it, and she knocked a guy off, and he fell into the river.
Sound staged.
I don't think it was actually. It looked. It was too undignified.
She's a big lass too, isn't she?
That's what we need.
I mean, skinny people can trip. It's not like
Aye, but I mean,
tripping is not a fat
a
man's
skinny
game.
person could trip into you and you'd go, "Oh, sorry, mate."
Yeah.
If Alison Hammond hit you,
Jesus, man.
wrecking ball.
That's what we need is people doing that with the weather. That's like we're too serious nowadays.
My dad used to
You're right.
really annoy me with when Frank Mitchell did the Weather Watchers thing where he'd like
Where's the
show
Weather
you a
Watching
town
now?
and he would do a terrible pun and you had to
Nice.
guess where it was. But my dad drove a lorry for a living, so he just knew everything by sight. So he'd go, "That's banger!" Like that's not how you play this.
So
fucking game.
yes, so he wasn't respecting
No,
Frank's clue,
before he did
Aye.
the thing, he'd go, "I down Patrick," you're like,
and he
"Fuck
ruined
up."
it for everybody
Yeah.
else. Yes.
You're like, "I want to do this terrible pun where the answer is Port Ballantrae." What would that be?
I have a spirit and a girl who dances, and look, I'm presenting them on this, and it's a tray. Bottle of port, ballerina, tray.
Shane, can I just speak for everybody? That was fucking awful.
Terrible. That was
one of the worst
terrible.
things I've ever seen.
Say Pamela Ballantyne in a Balmain accent. What Ballantyne?
But do you know what I love about it? That was the standard of it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
fucking-
I was
He
interviewed-
ran out of town early doors, like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's doing that show for
Apparently
40
he
years.
did. He just like let's go. We're gonna do I don't know my gash all the day, and he would just go. All right, 10 seconds. Do it."
Yeah. There's
But
no Protestants here.
I was I was interviewed by him on U105 years ago. And at the end,
Before
he went,
comedy?
"Thanks very much, Alan. All the best for phone interview." And then they're so humorless. He went, "Ha ha, Alan Irwin, great guy." So, that's on my show poster. I'm telling you now.
Aye, that's great.
When we were doing like a student radio thing years ago, one of our lecturers worked for UTV, and the whole week we were on air, I was like, "Please get Frank Mitchell for a phone interview. I really want to interview Frank." And I was maybe, I don't know, 19, 20 at the time, and I was like, "I want to get Frank on." Got Frank on the phone. I said if I
Do you know
got him-
Jimmy Nesbitt?
yeah, please. Whoever was on with me was like, if you get Frank Mitchell on, the first question you got to ask him is, does he like dolphins? He'll just think it's weird, and it'll be a funny moment where it'll be awkward. So I go, "All right, Frank." He's like, "Hello, Shane." I go, "Frank, do you like dolphins?" Guy does a 7-minute bit about dolphins. "I like dolphins, and also Dolphin Records was a record label I really liked when I was growing up." And he started giving me all these facts about dolphin
Sorry, just
records
quickly.
and dolphins.
Impeccable, Frank. Carry on.
I wasn't going for it, but then I knew halfway through that it was good. But anything I tried to do to throw him off or ask a random question, no problem to Frank.
He's a pro.
No
Guy's a
problem.
pro. They don't make him like that anymore.
And I need 7 minutes of information about dolphins like I need a hole in the head.
Yeah.
I was about to go.
Yeah.
I was about to go.
Fair
You know
play.
who has the holes in their heads?
I
you
still
here-
got it, baby.
That joke, it was a real flipper. Terrible. I'm gonna go. I bet the listener wishes Dave was back.
Yeah. I feel like that joke didn't have much purpose.
Alan, so disrespectful. You say the listener wishes Dave was back.
Sorry, I'm used to my podcast listener figures.
Do you remember the first interview you ever did, like media type interview or on YouTube?
I think
or
it was
something?
Frank. I think Frank was my first one.
Frank took your cherry.
He did, yeah. And then he interviewed.
That's what I meant.
I did one on. It was like an Enniskillen. You know those like wee regional stations.
Yeah.
And the guy, I was fucking dying with a hangover. I was lying in bed, and because I think it was we had done like the Oma Comedy Festival. So when was
Yes.
that? 2010 maybe.
Yeah.
Something like that. So I'm fucking hanging the next day. this guy phones up. He's like, "Well, Micky lads, it's pre-recorded, but no problem at all I'll do, I'll count you in, and we'll just chat about the show next week in Enniskillen. And how you feeling today? I know you were out last night, fucking Dan. Oh, me too, lad. I'm fucking steaming last night. Anyway, I'll count you in 3 seconds, right? 3, 2, 1, and I hear a beep, and he goes, "You're very welcome to you." I think that was the first one I done.
Yeah, you and yours was UTV.
You 105.
Oh, you 105. I did a radio. I reviewed a gig for Radio Ulster, a music gig. I had no idea what I was talking about, and
The hot guitars and all.
it went. What was like?
Great Shane as well.
But anyway, I don't like that shit.
I would like you to do that voice when you're in New York with your full digging balls out. I think that would have been excellent. I'm just a little lost.
This is a fantasy you're going into now.
I am aroused. This is,
So Mick, what's the plan now that you're home, baby?
Fucking gigs, boy. Yeah, just gigging. Just the usual.
Ding, ding.
Bit of boxing. Doing a wee bit of boxing in June.
Alan, are you sick already of the chat around the comedians boxing? I feel like it hasn't been as bad this year.
no, it hasn't, because it's been more spaced out. Last year was very intense. It was like 5 weeks of training, you know.
Yeah.
Occasionally I get voice notes from comedians telling me about their training. I just don't listen to them. Because here's the thing, if you hit play, they still get the red receipt. You don't have to listen to the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Answer this yes or no.
Right.
Last year, did you have to put up a daddy post in the comedians Facebook group?
A daddy post?
Yeah.
I did, yeah.
Put up a daddy post. You
Did you?
remember?
Was that you put the post
You
up?
put a daddy post up.
My name was on it.
I didn't see the post because it was deleted.
I
properly.
deleted it. It was just getting a bit out of hand, I thought.
You put up
know.
a daddy post.
No, nobody at this table, you know. But, you know.
Your we were all having a sleepover and we were talking too loud, and Daddy was working the next
Aye.
morning, and he came down and went, "Guys, we all like a bit of fun."
Was there a bit of slabbering done on the post? What happened?
No, it was just.
Because I
It
beat
was,
the fuck out of something. We're joking. I can't fight.
I can't even totally remember what it was.
it was
about.
19 paragraphs, and it could have translated as "fuck up about the boxing."
That makes me sound very anti the boxing, but you know, I just was annoyed I wasn't asked. No, that's not the reason.
How you have a bad heart?
That's true. He didn't know that then. I
Right.
suppose he looked at me and went, "Sack of shit." Not happening. Not happening.
We'll get you sorted out and we'll do it next year for class.
I definitely have a diagnosed already.
You
Yeah.
won't. They'll just go, look, it's a normal rhythm. It's just a bit funky.
You can fight. You can fight Jordan Robinson.
My
Battle of the
like a
Hearts.
James Brown
Yeah.
song, you know. I also pretend to die in the middle, you know.
So the doctor puts the stethoscope and your heart's going beep, beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop.
You aren't boxing. You're just doing, that metal thing with a shock.
Gave me operation, you know. Just
So, Mick's obviously fighting Paddy. I'm really excited about that.
I'm excited
more
for that
excited
one.
about that than my own fight.
because I have to say, and I hope Paddy won't take us as disrespect.
He will. By the way, whatever it is, he
He
will.
will. He will.
I love you, Paddy. I love
Yeah.
you. Right, but I would have said the safe money was on Mick, and now I'm not so sure. You know?
Apparently he's the underdog.
Yeah.
Former boxer and doorman Paddy is the underdog, fighting alcoholic drama graduate.
See, to be honest, only I know he's fighting you. That could be one of about 15 comedians. Yes, I don't know.
It's gonna be great.
Is that the main event?
I don't think so. I think you and Sean or Gaddis and Ronan.
I think
should be the
Colin
main
and
event.
Ronan because it's heavyweight.
Big boys like.
We'll
That one will
go
be
last.
interesting as
Yeah.
well.
That'll be a slobber knocker.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of fights this year. There's a
It's a slobber knocker, not a sex move.
no. It's a word that Jim
Slobber knocker-
Ross used to say in
what is it?
WWF.
A slobber knocker is that when you get a blowjob in the toilet?
There's a wrestler now in WWE who's from Quebec. So he grew up speaking French, but he learned English from WWF. But he used to go, le slobberknocker. You're like, brother, yeah.
Flair. Is that
It's time to play the game.
is that brother in French?
It was actually, yeah.
All right, nice.
Well done.
Yeah.
What you gonna do, Frere? It's great. Oh, rips his beret off.
There's onions everywhere.
After every sentence you say, pardon,
Pardon.
Randy Savage.
Le macho man.
What's cold in French?
Oh, show.
Stone Show, Steve. Stone Show.
Is show not hot?
Foie.
Well, chocolate show's a hot chocolate.
Oh yeah, so foie then.
Yeah.
Foie. The show's hot.
Stone Foie, Steve Austin.
I used to say foie when I saw Trish Stratus.
Foie. I love that whenever Stone Cold was like he had the idea for the character, but he didn't have the nickname yet. And he went to the creative team. Went like, I want to be a new character. I'm thinking like I want to be like an ice cold killer. And they came back with a list of names, 2 of which were Baron von Ruthless and Chili McFreeze, right? Which it doesn't matter. Same guy coming out with a glass and all and the beers. As soon as they go, please welcome Chili McFreeze, Steve Austin.
Chili
Dead in the water.
Chili McFreeze is what I felt with that tea tree wipe.
Hold on, let me look something up.
Don't you mean Foy McFreeze?
Foy McFoy.
Oh yeah, freeze is also cold. I think it's colder than chili.
Hold on.
Right. Oh Jesus, this is going to be tortured. I can feel it.
Hold on.
Le Big Show. There you go.
Le Grand Show, would that be it?
Le Grand Boss Man.
Le Sue Taker.
That took way too long. That took like fucking 6 seconds.
Should have been second.
What'd you call me?
Le Rocher.
Who's that?
The Rock.
Le Rock. Alright.
Le Rocher.
Sounds very different what she says. It's like she's no crack, you can tell.
I wish I knew more French to play that game because that'd be prime content.
John Cena. That's all I got.
Two more.
Two in on regard moi.
That's it. Show over. We're done. That's it. Maybe that should be your call, actually. But
Oh wow.
but yeah, no, the boxing. There's a lot more. Is there more fights this year? It feels like
Yes,
yeah.
there's 2 more.
Yeah,
2 more fights.
I'm excited.
And Mick,
So-
you know what you're like? You're the underdog tail because you're coming in towards the tail end of the training. You're taking this fight in short notice, basically. You've been in Australia.
Yeah, I've been fucking on the road. It's been very hard to get a sort of training camp going.
in those massive cities and all that you were saying.
Yeah, very expensive. And the pints were pretty cheap. So.
Yeah, but also you're sweating it all out.
Yeah, I'm sweating it all out, all the pints.
And are
Paddy's
you-
got the heat on all day in his house
Yeah.
just to try and match it.
Is Mick plan? I know last year Paddy had a lot of theatrics in terms of his robe and his shorts that he got custom designed. They were very expensive and all that kind of thing. Are you planning anything like that yourself this year?
No, man, it's for charity. It's just like it's a fun wee thing we're doing for charity. It's a bonding thing mainly.
You're going to come down like Shawn Michaels in that zip line at WrestleMania. It's like from
Probably
the
not
back.
on hard.
I'll show you my shorts in a minute. Just got that, sorry.
I wish I knew what heart was in French. I would drop that right now.
Just like
He's
Owen Hart.
actually he's actually dead 25 years this
Is
week.
he? Sean Michelle is fuming about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what his real name is? Michael Sean Hickenbottom. What a fucking...
Seriously?
Yeah.
How do you know so much about it?
I think I might have told you-
weird, like.
I didn't touch a tit till quite late in life.
Fair enough.
I might have told you this before. This is true. My mum knew a family, and their surname was Sidebottom, and for like a week they tried to rebrand as the City Batoms, and nobody got on board with it. Nobody
That's
got
worse.
on board with it.
City Batom sounds like a male escort. You know, give me a ring. I'm the City Batom.
That's your drag name?
No, it's my
City
male
Batom.
escort name.
Yeah, that must be
Who's paying for this?
that must be a drag, though.
I think it's going to be great, and I think like it feels more.
How long have you been training for?
Oh, about a year. No, since I went to Australia, whenever that was.
Did you start just after when you came back then, yeah? Or did you train in Australia?
Turin. Yeah.
Who did you train with in Australia?
An Italian guy who's like a pro boxer out there.
Where was that in? Was that?
It was on Bondi Beach. Sun cream and sweat kept going into my eyes.
I
It
trained
was
with an
really-
Italian guy twice in Adelaide and just didn't go back because it was too hard.
Yeah, it was really undignified. I had to
Yeah.
keep wiping my eyes, and he didn't like it.
You didn't like you had to wipe your eyes?
I had to keep wiping my eyes because sun cream and sweat were going into it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was.
Do it outside?
Yep. In 32-degree heat.
That's
It was tough.
That sun cream's a killer, though. Like, you know. I mean, no, it's not as sexy.
I mean, it saves your
See,
life.
Skin cancer's a killer.
Yeah.
But like, I remember at my wedding, it was a really hot day, and because you wouldn't know, you're not bald, but like, you really have to put loads on your head,
Aye.
because you get roasted. And during the ceremony, it was so hot in the church that it started to melt and go into my eyes, and everybody thought I was crying because I was at my wedding. And it like, so I got the kudos, but actually wasn't. I was just like, I'm in fucking agony
Aye.
here. This is
Yeah.
awful.
It's sun cream in your eyes is like original source, but in your eyes.
It's like tea tree oil in your arse.
Yeah, but in
you
your
know?
eyes.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
You're forever saying that.
Never done saying it.
That's
Yeah,
your- that's your Glen Ross.
His door.
Tea tree oil used to be good for spots. People would have said back in the day. That wee bit.
Joe's very good for spots, right? Insider knowledge, because as an acne riddled man, Vicks Vapor Rub.
Oh yeah.
Put a wee bit of Vicks on it at night, draws it all out.
You're going to be Paddy in boxing?
No, it doesn't matter who wins as long as it's the taking part.
Yeah, but if it did matter,
He thinks he's going to win.
I know. You see it.
No.
well, there's Shane with his full dick and balls out on a New York street.
I'll just show you.
Oh, he sure it's a bit of training footage.
I'll just show you.
Pay-per-view link is now available.
Pay-per-view link for the boxing will be in the description of this episode. There's an early bird deal on that, which will end pretty soon, and then you pay full price. Mick, who are you fighting there?
That's just me hitting pads.
Well, a man is there.
What do you
Yeah.
say? Describe that to us.
Well, you know the Rocky training montage, right?
Yeah.
Imagine you're watching that at quarter speed. You know that?
Yeah.
Actually,
got more.
Actually sped that
da.
stupid fucking iPhone.
And Mick, are you gonna like say on the day? I don't know that he will, but say Paddy's, you know, maybe
Crowd plays
on,
up.
maybe he's on his Instagram story and he's giving you a bit of he's slabbering a bit, doing a bit of trash talk. How are you gonna feel about it? Are you gonna meet trash talk with trash talk, or are you seem more focused this year?
I'm just kind of like, I just think the whole thing's just a good bonding exercise for all of us.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not taking it seriously. And on the night, you're laid back.
Probably have a couple of pints before do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Get a wee bloated belly.
We bloated belly, have a
Yeah.
wee Chinese.
If you got the the belly bloated enough, which is easy for me to say, he could never get close to you.
Did never even nowhere near me. But then I also have tiny T-Rex arms, so I couldn't get near him.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? We'd just be rubbing bellies.
Yeah.
Which
Ironic.
yeah.
That's a very different pay-per-view.
Can I say? See the
Those were the noises you were making while boxing.
heads. They were tense. The press conference.
Was there some tension? Do you think there's no bad blood? Is there
don't
any of the fights where you're like they're going to actually fucking?
Yeah.
Jasmine and Claire?
Yeah,
really?
there's going to be some trouble.
Has Claire done it again?
Jasmine is the ringleader of this, and she'll tell you that herself.
Jazz is very
of the
intense.
trash talk.
Right.
And I mean that as a compliment, you know, but
Claire's not putting as much heat on. It's all Jasmine.
Jazz has
Jasmine's
that
lost
American
her
work
mind.
ethic, you know what I mean?
She's lost her mind.
Yeah.
She put up an Instagram story saying
Jasmine.
Claire Corrigan. She put up an Instagram story saying Claire Corrigan doesn't like black people.
Shit. Well, she is fighting one, so I mean,
It's not a
getting-
perfect experiment, but there is.
there's some truth to it.
It's getting wild. Their press conference was nuts.
No. I think like McPeak and Heather, because they sparred with each other last year.
Yes.
That'll be an actual
And
very
they
good
sparred,
fight.
and sure, Heather nearly got her nose broke. She
Yeah,
was bleeding
that's
everywhere.
going to be
So
a really good fight.
I think the standard last year was good. I think it'll be even better this year.
yeah, you have a lot
Like,
more training time.
Yeah,
And, you know.
like I'm looking forward to fight. Like win or lose, I'm looking forward to fighting.
Yeah.
Sean.
Don't say win or lose when you don't mean it.
But even the head to head we did, you do feel a bit nervous, like.
But there's been a couple of times, because I gigged with Paddy on Wednesday night, and I was like, is he not talking to me or something? And then I sort of forgot we're going to try and beat the fuck out of each other for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Will you if you were putting money on it?
I wonder, is there anybody running an accumulator on the comedian's boxing? I
There
fucking
must be a
love it.
way to do that. I know it's illegal, but there must be a way to do it.
But surely you can do a request a bet. Just be like, look, take a look at this. Look at the fucking state of some of these people. Are they going to win or lose?
Aye. You could just do it out the front of the venue.
I could run a wee.
You know what I mean? Run a wee
Alan,
film.
maybe I come out of it up.
Would you do it next year if it was on?
Well,
If you were sort of him in hand this year. I did ask you. To do
well,
it
I
this
mean,
year.
then if I found out about the arrhythmia, you know. But if assuming my heart's okay, I'll think about it. But
Are we doing it next year?
I don't know. I'm not. I don't want to do it.
We're definitely not doing it.
I think you should do comedians wrestling. I think that's sillier, and also I want to see Colin Geddes put Luke McGibbon through a table with a choke slam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing I
I
want to
actually
see.
have that video on my phone too.
Wrestling would be fun.
And wrestling, like I remember years ago, they did comedians wrestling every couple of years in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the way they would do it was they would do tag team matches where I was a comedian and a wrestler. So then the comedian had to do a couple of moves, and the wrestlers would do the bulk of the work.
Aye.
And then you'd have other comedians like managers and commentators. Instead of a Spanish announce table, we could have a culture announce table. You know, you got like a second
Yeah.
commentary track. Like there's so
Alan,
many things
this
to
is
do.
there's something in this.
Well, come and see your man. You know.
Comedians cockfighting, but we use our actual cocks.
Well, he's got experience of getting his full dick and balls out
Yeah.
in public, so you'd love that.
Yeah, we've all had dick surgeries. Do you know what I mean? So we've got fucking.
What was yours?
Oh yeah, I looked at you like you two.
I left
was
it in
like,
sport mode too long and it tried to choke itself.
Have you had dick surgery?
I have a dick, balls, ass.
Sorry.
You've had
From the
ass
top?
surgery and you're sticking tea tree oil up it. You fucking.
What was I can't feel
maniac.
anything back there.
What was your dick surgery?
It wasn't a full surgery. I just yanked it too much and it got inflamed.
What age were you?
16.
That's not too bad. You're say like 29.
Nah.
What did you have to do? Was it a cream or what did you have to do?
I just went to the doctor and they were like, You've done a number on yourself there, lad.
Was he like, just leave it for a while?
Yeah, and I was
I've done a number, and that number is 14
The problem was
wives.
it swole up, and I was like, finally, I've got a man's dick. And then the doctor was like, that's not supposed to be like that. And I was like, well, take it out of your mouth then.
Balls.
Balls, got punched in the balls when I was 12 and they twisted.
Ooh.
What, did they naturally bring themselves back?
Nah, I had to get an operation. I've got a wee staple in the ball still, so they never twist again.
You just staple in your balls?
Yeah.
Do you beat going through security at the airport?
No, it's
Like a wee
plastic
peace
one,
wall?
a wee fiberglass one.
Like a wee peace
Like a wee
wall?
peace wall. Yeah. Every couple of years, David Hasselhoff sings on it.
And what about bum?
I had an abscess in my tailbone.
Ooh, that's a bad one. No.
Yeah, had
That's
that
very medieval. Like.
Yeah, it's a proper fucking.
Has an
like,
abscess. The king has an abscess in his tailbone.
It was pretty proper. I remember being in hospital with it, and a couple of funny stories, but there was one where I woke up and there was a girl beside me in the other bed. She had one as well. And I was like, oh, it is sore, like, because you can't fucking sit down, you can't walk properly. And she was like, you can't fart. And I was like, I can fart all right. What the fuck's wrong with you? It was like, so hers was obviously closer to the
Granny, how did you meet Granda? Well, we're in hospital.
I saw all that pus in you. That's the man for me.
He helped me change my dressings.
But you haven't had willy surgery?
I did.
What did you have?
I had a frenuloplasty. So basically, I tore my
Bless you.
banjo string 80% of the way, and then when it healed, it scarred over and shortened. You know about this because
Yeah,
you fucking
you showed me it.
No. You insisted. It got infected, and you were like, send me a wee picture of the wound, not of a full dick, just of the wound. And then the next day, Gaddis went, here, your fucking willy photos of state. And I'm like, you immediately showed him.
Mick, you're the worst
I
guy on
didn't.
Snapchat.
That's
Any
not true.
wounds? Question mark.
That's
How did
not
he?
true.
How did he say it then?
We both went fucking decent cock on Irwin, to be fair.
It's unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, so I
So
ripped-
it comes like 80% of the way off.
Oh, yeah,
so,
so
it's hanging
then
off.
when it scarred, it shortened it, so then it attached foreskin. So what they do is they cut it off and then lower it slightly and reattach it so you have full range of motion without losing your foreskin. And I remember that I went in to do it, and I was starting to go out, like they'd given me the anaesthetic, and the surgeon put his hand on my shoulder and went, you sure you don't want a circumcision? I'm like, don't ask me now, like I'm barely conscious.
He's trying to upsell you.
Yeah.
After seeing his, I was nearly going to get one done just for the aesthetic.
Yeah, but I mean, it is aesthetic nucleation, but I like having a wee foreskin, you know.
I've said before, say it again, wouldn't thank you for a foreskin. Like, honestly.
Is it not annoying in the winter? Does it get cold?
I put a wee
Are we cozy?
Like a
Yeah.
Cossack hat.
a wee tea cozy on it. A wee woolly foreskin, like. I put a woolly one on.
That's my wrestling name.
Woolly foreskin.
Wee woolly foreskin.
My deck looks like badly drawn boy. Remember him? I was trying to think of a guy who wears beanies a lot.
That's something to talk about.
He is like the last man, really, isn't he? You're like, what happened to him? He's do you know what I feel like? He's probably still a full-time musician, but no one has heard him in 20 years.
I reckon he's living off the royalties from About a Boy. Remember he did the soundtrack for
He'd
that?
be living the dream. He'd be doing slightly smaller venues than he was doing, but loyal people just go see him.
I love him.
It's like Electric Six play the Limelight every year.
Yeah, the people love him.
I went and saw the guy who did the Gavin and Stacey theme tune in Voodoo about 2 years ago.
That one is like, that one.
Do it again.
Away by the window
For you, that
Yeah.
one, yeah. That's what I was trying to do.
was-
Tomorrow.
Stephen Fretwell. He's actually a fucking great musician.
Were you
Very,
the
very
only
good.
guy seeing him?
No, Casey took me.
You and Casey?
Yeah. And Casey was all, I'm going to say yes, boy. And I was all, oh, fuck it.
You're
but
the
it
room
was
for
like,
fucking Jack Chair in that crowd. I can't talk.
Room for what?
It doesn't matter. Jack Chair I tried to say, but it
For
didn't
some
work.
reason, Alan drowned during that.
I am either having an
speaking
arrhythmia
Klingon?
or I'm having a stroke.
That's what his banjo string was doing.
Clinging on?
Yeah.
Well done.
Very good, that is good. Fair play.
That's fine.
And also fingering, you know. That's a long callback to whenever.
Yeah, it's a 50-minute callback.
A
But
long
Alan will do
callback is
that.
also what we called your banjo string before. Before Le Occident.
It's bad, like.
Oh, life, guys.
It's life gets in the way.
WWA. I don't know what E is in French or W.
What?
I don't know what E or W is in French. I tried to do
Oh,
W.
it'd be W. Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E.
Yeah.
It's A, B, C, D, U,
Alan,
F,
do the
G.
alphabet in French.
A, B, C, D, U, F, G, H, E, G, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Also, I can do the English alphabet
fucking-
backwards. I can do it all. I'm the alphabet.
I can do it backwards as well.
Go.
Z,
Same
Y,
time.
X,
Wait. Alan, finish this episode by. Oh, by the way, before we do, Waterfront. Oh, you're doing a whole tour.
Doing a whole tour. So Waterfront starts the tour off on the 6th of September, I think, and then I'm touring all over the place after that.
Shine.net.
Shine.net for tickets.
Link in description.
Link in description.
Alan Irwin, is there anything you want to plug?
Well, I'll
promote?
plug the American that hopefully mixed to him, which it's on the 23rd of June. Sunday night.
3
We've
days
got
for the boxing.
Micky Bartlett, William Thompson, Teresa Livingston, James McKegney, Rory Woods, and Cara O'Hagan. So it's like a fucking banger of a lineup. Also,
2 seconds. Where the fuck did you pull that giant ball from?
he's just really tiny.
I'm genuinely trying to get over this cottonmouth from the edibles.
I think you'd be all right.
That's like, you know, the thing they milk cows into? Like,
That's like the thing that would carry out before the Undertaker.
oh, yeah.
Paul Belair.
Le Poule. Yeah, and...
Do some more wrestling French ones.
what?
Do some more French wrestlers, please.
The Warrior, the Ultimate. I don't know why I went Warrior.
I don't mean to worry you, but wait,
Is it dead fell with that jaw?
Oh, I got one. Le Cactus Jacques.
That's good.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Let me look one up.
Who else is there?
I've got one.
Oh, and also I'll be announcing a solo show in like the next week, 10 days. So follow me on Instagram and you can buy a ticket. I'm not asking you to buy a ticket. Like,
Hom Gentile.
who's that?
Mankind. I looked up man and then kind. So I don't know if that works.
I don't really know.
You get one there?
China's just China.
Ah, well. Alan, finish up by, please do the alphabet backwards. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan Irwin.
ZYX and WV, UTS and RQP, ONM and LKJ, IHG, FEDCBA.
No way knowing that's right, but anyway. Guys, thank you for a great episode. Please give it up for my guests, Alan Irwin and Micky Bartlett.
Do they do that at home? Do you
Yeah,
think
I
they're going
think
to
so. I
clap
think the
at home?
episode's done, but yeah.
Fair play.
Let's get ready for tea with